Okay, thank you, thanks. Yes, I think welcome to Practical Emotional Intelligence Conversation. And thank you, Swati, for joining in and also joining so regularly, for being very consistent to contribute to this space today. Thank you.
So what are we going to discuss today?
How about we discuss productivity today? Like, when are we most productive? When are we not? What are the reasons? What are the dimensions of this topic? Because there's so much noise about peak performance and productivity, and I keep reading. In recent few days, I've been very active on LinkedIn, and I've read a lot. So I felt maybe I don't know. I don't have anything burning about it, but I just um, feel that could be a good topic to discuss, and we could just share our thoughts.
Yeah, sure, you can start.
Yeah. So recently I came across um a infographic on LinkedIn, and I had also shared it on my profile if you guys saw. That really talked to me because earlier when I just started my career, I would work very hard, like almost all the time. I was only working. I didn't know what I'm eating, whether I'm sleeping right. Exercise was just not part of my regime, or I really didn't know where I'm headed also somewhere. I had just started, so I was still looking for things and all that. So I was struggling to catch hold of things and stuff like that. But at the same time, I feel after I found my ground in professional world, I was still like that. For the longest time, I thought productivity is only doing those things from which I earn money, to be very precise. And I attributed all my time to doing things that were professional in nature, or else I felt I was not, like, it wasn't good enough to have a spare day or a free day. And from there, then when it became too much, I had some health issues and things, and the required kind of a pause came where I had to look back in life. I was really pinned against the wall, and I felt, okay, now what do I do? And then I started doing things, being more mindful about what I eat, started cooking myself and exercise and meditation, and then I went deep into it, and now emotional intelligence is my profession. So I could really relate to this GIF where it said that earlier we think productivity is only what gives us money or what is our job or profession or work, versus it's like a chart, a pie, which is divided between free time, doing that you things you like, there is work, and then there is, of course, the 60%, I think 40%, 50% is still work. But the rest of the 50% time is divided into things that you really think that are not productive generally, like rest or just chilling or things like that, relaxation or whatever. But they actually are makes your productive hours more. So if you were working 4 hours earlier and then rest of the hours you were just thinking about doing or planning the work, now you're actually practically doing 5 hours of work. You're still doing the planning, but if the planning is shorter, those hours, and you're able to achieve a lot more. So this is what I came across, and I felt the amazing. Like, I think that now is the time when I am at my peak performing, because I have time for everything. Suddenly, I have time to do all my hobbies, all the things I need for my family. I have time for everything, and there was a time I had time for nothing. So a lot of us go through this, and it's very subconscious. People don't realize um, that this is how they are spending their time. A lot of times we just feel so. It's like if lockdown has let people be more fitter, more creative, or they've done things that they always wanted, then the time was really an issue. But if now also people are not able to do it, then I feel that it is lack of focus and discipline than anything else. The time was never the issue. So, and this I realized with one another coach here also I was talking to last night in a session where this came up very, very strong for him. I said, if time was an issue, now you have all the time, then why is it not happening now? And we really drilled down to this, that maybe it's the focus and the discipline that is lacking. It was never the time. So yeah, this is what is going on for me, and I've been contemplating about this. I wanted to share with you guys.
Swati, you want to say anything on this?
Okay. So I was saying, the same thing I have also done. It's been 7 years as an HR. But then, yesterday only I was discussing with my brother that what is that I really want to do? Because, wherever I change job, this is my 4th job, I guess, yeah. And I enjoyed everywhere. Everywhere I got recognition. It's not that I have not enjoyed or, I have not done my task. But somehow at some point of time I feel, no, this is not what I want. But then, I don't know. And about productivity, you are saying, yes. When I was in my first job, I used to work day and night. It was only the organization which was in my mind. Nothing else, no social media, nothing like that. Just WhatsApp came at that time, and I started connecting with other HRs like that. But then, when it used to come to my work, I used to skip my lunch, skip my dinner, but then I used to complete the task and come back. But nowadays I don't feel like that. I feel my efficiency is very low, and why? I'm also thinking on it. I have not gone inside, though I'm doing yoga and all. But still, that that one spark you say, oh, this is what I wanted, and now this is what I am, is not coming, and I don't know why, when it will come.
So I'll share something on this topic from my side. Since I was in school, probably I think as far as I can remember, maybe around 9th or 10th standard, that's when it became more prominent that I was preparing for my entrance exams and all that, preparing for engineering college, especially for IIT. So I started preparing for IIT since 9th standard. And as I was in 9th standard, I was already reading 11th standard, 12th standard books. When I came to 10th standard, I was already reading first year, second year college books of engineering. So from those times itself, I was very much goals focused kind of a person. That habit continued as I was in college, and then I started work. I started my work in L&T and then NIIT, and then I moved to Australia after that, started my own business. That attitude of only focusing on goals and counting goals is how I have always operated. For many years, more than 20 years, I'm talking about 20-25 years, I have operated like that. That means that my focus was never on the tasks that are done in between. Although I know that there are tasks that are done in between, but achieving or completing tasks in between was not the focal point for me to celebrate anything. It was only about the goal. When I achieve the goal, that is the time I will celebrate. In between all the tasks that needs to be done on a daily basis, whatever I need to do, that is fine. That is something I need to do. So my task list was never about the tasks. It was always about the goal. Very few things on it. And therefore, lot harder for me to tick it off, because a goal could take you months or years to finish, and that's why it would stay on my list. So why I'm sharing this is because I never kind of in between steps, the in between milestones, that okay, this task was an important step towards the goal, so I've reached it. It's a kind of a mini celebration. That was not my lifestyle. That was not how I would think that needs to be done. So my focus was only on the goal. Until the goal is achieved, there is no celebration. There is nothing to celebrate. So that kind of started changing some time back. Hasn't fully changed as such, I would say, but has started changing. Now, in Wuji also, sometimes when we are talking to a potential client and they have asked us to submit a proposal, we sometimes open a bottle of scotch or something like that and celebrate that part as well. That is, although we haven't really got any business so far, but still we would celebrate, have a glass of scotch or something like that, or do something, make something nice to eat, or whatever. Like, mark that occasion that that this is an important step. So when we are talking about efficiency and productivity, I feel that sometimes we self-review ourselves and feel that we are less efficient or less productive because the goal hasn't been ticked off. What I have set out to achieve is not achieved yet. So I feel I'm not productive because my eye is on something which will be achieved in 6 months or 1 year time. Although I am paddling very hard, but there is nothing ticked off. So there is no result. And because there is no result yet, I might self-criticize myself and self-review myself to say I'm not productive, I'm not efficient, it's not happening, as nothing has been achieved yet. Although personally I have not done it to myself as such, but I know people who have done it. I have had clients as my coaches who would have this kind of attitude. So I was quite aware of the fact that my goal is a long-term goal and it will not be achieved. So I'm not really questioning myself that I'm not productive, although I'm not celebrating mini wins of the task completed, but I'm not also self-bashing myself to say that, oh, I'm not productive or I'm not efficient. But that is something which I am aware that some people do. I know them as well, and consciously I have decided to move away from that habit. The habit is very, very old. It doesn't go away just because I've decided. Sometimes I have to remind myself, sometimes I forget anyway. Even when I want to do it, the intention is there that I want to do it, I want to change this habit, but again I forget because I'm not in the habit of doing it. So sometimes when Ambika reminds me that, like this is an important step or this is an important milestone, then we celebrate. But unfortunately, until she reminds, I don't remember because I'm not designed to, or I would say I'm not designed, but I have modified myself to work like that over the last 20-25 years. So as much as I intend to do that, I miss it. And until someone reminds me and keeps breaking that habit, I can't. As Einstein says that the mind that creates the problem can't solve the problem. So although I'm aware that I need to do that, I still don't. Many times I just miss doing it because, I'm not, I don't think like that. So with mindfulness, I have now realized that the importance of the milestones also, the importance of the small wins in between. So even if we don't win the business, even if we didn't get that client, doesn't matter. We did our best, and we got to the point where we got to. So that is worth celebrating as well. I am fully connected with that thought. I realize that thought. I want to do it, but then sometimes I don't. That's my part.
That is what my thought on it. Like, you had set some goals at least. I don't know why I'm working. I mean, since my childhood, I never know why I'm studying. I need to get scholarship, but why? Don't know. I have to do 12 science. I need to do doctor, but why? Why doctor? Why not engineer? Or why engineer? Why not anything else? That why had never been answered till date. I had chosen MBA marketing. That said, it is difficult. So you should go for HR. Then I thought, rather than product selling, I'm good at understanding people, talking to them. So might be that's the right reason I should go for MBA HR. And I never had regret about choosing this career. I am very happy with it. But then somehow, that satisfaction, I can't say that I have. That thing that, like Ambika said, now she can do everything and she's happy with it. Because that satisfaction is there, that she is doing her task as well, and she is having some time, and she's taking out some time for doing a lot of things as well. I enjoyed dancing. I did Latin dancing as well. I have done now certification in yoga, then a lot of HR courses. But then I don't know why is it so, and that why I think I'm running away from that why. And that's the reason that productivity and the efficiency I feel, because I don't feel satisfied by the time, I have recognized by CEO of organization, by MD of organization. Still, that point was for me like, that was there. I mean, it's okay. It was not, wow, I have achieved something. It was like, okay. I always feel when that point will come, I'll feel, yes, I have done something. And I don't know when it will come.
I think that is the point that we are making through this part, that point comes every day. It's not that when it will come. That point comes every day. It is us to decide whether we see it or not. First, we have to have the intention to see it. So in mindfulness, as you explore mindfulness more and more, you will realize that it is not just about the destination, but it's about the journey also. And definitely when you reach the destination, you get a certain kind of satisfaction and fulfillment that you have reached. But that is just momentarily. When I say momentarily, I don't mean like it will only last for seconds. Maybe it might last for days or might last for weeks. But then it will fade away. How long are you going to keep celebrating your win? So one time it will fade out. And let's say, for example, let's say you are training for Olympic gold medal, right? So on an average, the athlete trains themselves for 8 to 10 years to win a gold medal. And let's say that you also win the gold medal. So for 10 years, you never celebrated anything, just so you can celebrate at the end of that 10-year gold medal. And let's say for a hypothetical reason, let's say you win also gold medal. Then also, how long will you celebrate? 1 week, 1 month, 1 year? But for 8 years, 10 years, you didn't celebrate anything. Maybe breaking your own record, doing your own personal best, or waking up in the morning and thinking that today I will not wake up, but next day you still wake up and stick to that commitment and all that. There are so many opportunities to celebrate. um, and it could be a small gesture or a recognition, self-recognition, or a celebration to say that this. So then the whole thing becomes enjoyable as well. As I said that I'm saying all these things out of only awareness. I am not fully practicing it myself at this stage also, but I'm fully aware that this needs to be done. But the habit of those 20-25 years of not doing it is so ingrained that it needs a lot of chipping. It needs constant action, constant chipping, so it gives way. Uh, so having that awareness that this needs to be done, that recognition, that need that you need to feel first, that I need to do it. Unless you feel the need that you need to celebrate the small wins, there's no point. There's no point in actually talking about how to do it or be mindful about it and all that. If you begin with the fact that, but why? Why do I need to celebrate the small wins? Give any reason to yourself. Why do you have to think about a why or something? Just give whatever reason. The point is not why. The point is that you want to celebrate. And it could be whatever reason. Why is because it's very sunny today, or why could be because it's raining today. That is why I want to do it. Why do you have to have a very good reason to celebrate something? Just celebrate. My problem is that I don't even remember that part, that I need to celebrate, although I'm aware that I need to do it. But I skip it. I don't remember it. But I don't look for a reason why anymore. If I remember, I'll do it.
So there's a
Yes.
Japanese concept called Ikigai. And what Ikigai
Okay.
means is something that you found out to work on or to take it as a profession or as something you believe in, and make it something in which you can be paid, you can create something to do with other people. So, in the sense that you are also helping the world or kind of serving the world in some way, you're also good at it. There's a skill attached to it, which is good, and there is something of value to yourself and to others. So this moment I wanted to take to share this. This is a Japanese concept, and they say that if you find your ikigai, then you have found your source of content. So there is a level of
Oh.
satisfaction, and then there is a level of content. Content is not dependent on anything outside. It's the same difference between happiness and joy. Happiness depends on something to happen outside, whereas joy arises from within and it doesn't need a reason why. So, in the same way, the work that you're doing, while we were talking about milestones, when you're doing your ikigai, when you have found your ikigai, what you're doing is if we achieve something great, but that process itself it's an achievement for you. To have found out is gives you so much joy that you're not always obsessed about something else to happen, like a goal to be achieved to get happiness, or a milestone to be achieved, or you're also mindful in this process. So every moment, every meeting you have, every mail you write, every message you write, every branding you create is from a space of joy. And that joy comes from within for you to share with the world. Because it's also something that you're good at, it's something you love. It is because you also get paid for it because the world needs it. So
Mm.
when all these four come together for you, so that is what becomes. And this is my third profession. I was into branding earlier, then I also tried social media marketing and training in social media, and then I moved to where I am today. But this 7-8 years, I was actually finding my ikigai. And when it happened 2 years back,
Wow.
I think it just hit me. Yeah. So yeah, I just felt that you were saying that you don't know what's happening. So this is a good map to go by, and this is a book you can order also once this lockdown thing is
Mm-hmm.
over and everything. This book gives you steps to do it. So this is a book actually. I pulled out the image for us to talk. but the whole book is
Okay.
amazing. Like it really gives you depth of how to do it. I didn't know about the book earlier, but one of our HR partners only at Wonderland, Manisha, shared this once with me that there's a book, and I was like, yeah, and then I went back and read it, and I felt like, yes, this is it. This is exactly what has happened. So I think when we come from the space of joy about our work, it's fun, not work. So even if it exhausts you physically, it's like dance fitness. You enjoy it so much that even if you're sweating, you love it. So I think
Yeah.
that's peak performance looks like. Like if I have to define peak performance, this is it. When you don't know how many hours are passed, when you can't see you don't need to, you don't feel like watching, looking at the watch.
Agree. I completely agree. Yeah, this will help me for sure.
Yeah, I would be, and I think I felt
I
like
mean,
today.
in the
Yeah.
in the morning only, I was thinking of it that on personal window, I'll ask both of you.
Mm-hmm.
Not on this call, but I was thinking on a separate, note that I should check with you if you guys can help me out, and we can do a consultation session kind of thing, so that I'll get some help.
Yeah. And how probably telepathic as this may sound, when I got up today
Yeah.
and when I saw this and I was contemplating, I felt we should design a peak performance intervention. And then Ikigai could be like the central idea around it and help people find their Ikigai, because it's need of the hour, and someone who has done it also. So nothing to brag about, but I feel amazing content and satisfaction to do this myself. So why not share that also? So it just came to me that I will propose this on the call today, that we should discuss this and get some feedback, whether this is needed also, or it's only in my head that I'm thinking the world is like this. So yeah, beautiful. How telepathic this became.
Agree. I completely agree. Amazing. Okay.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It used to happen. I used to get recognized for something on,
Mm-hmm.
for example, education competition or something like that. So my dad or my mom never used to come. It was always like she'll win. Okay. So it is like taken for granted that we know she's gonna win it. She's good at it. We know she's gonna dance because she's good at it. There should be her performance in every annual function. So there's nothing new for us, kind of thing. So I guess that attitude came in me. I feel that nothing new. I can do it very nicely. But when I won't be able to do it, like in my 12th standard, I had taken a competition, like part in a state level competition, and I was not able to make it because of overconfidence, I can say. And that time I felt so bad, and since then I had stopped participating any competition. I am afraid of it, how to compete and how to give a speech, and then they will evaluate us and they'll put us down that no, she's not doing good or she is doing good. No, I don't want to get into all this competition part. So in my life, I don't compete with anybody. I don't want to compete with anybody else. I don't have jealousy for anybody. I don't compete. I just, it's just that, oh, I like it. Okay, I like it. I want to do it. Okay, I want to do it. My brother asks me sometimes, I used to keep myself busy. Till last year, I was jobless last year for 7 months, and I tried to search this. But again, when you don't have money and you have a lot of time, so it's always like, oh, I'm not earning. People are doing better, but I'm not earning this and that. And my friends used to call me up like, have you got a job or not? And the 7 months I wasted, I can say. And then I got this opportunity. But then I was like, yes, I do agree that we should celebrate our steps. So, we are growing in every day or in our path. But if you don't have that long-term or short-term goal, then what is it? It's just happening, right? You don't have anything, and what you will celebrate then? Because you don't have goal, then you don't have milestone, and then you don't have any journey. It's just that I'm waking up, I'm going to office, I am handling all the tantrums, every situation, everything, and I'm coming back to home. Happiness is I have handled that situation, or I have worked, my task list was there and I have completed my task list. But nothing more than that, or nothing less than that. I mean, I was thinking on it.
Yeah, satisfaction.
It is very routine kind of.
Yeah, very different things. Very different things. And they also have many dimensions. Like, sometimes we feel good at doing different things. Like, if you achieve different kind of targets, then you are satisfied. For some people, achieving the same target but on a higher end, that gives satisfaction. I think the first step is also to know what really gives me satisfaction, or what really makes me happy. What do I really love to do and what I don't. Because at the same time, we are very conditioned to say that, oh, parties are always fun. But no, I mean, maybe you don't like specific kind of parties, but it's the coolest thing. So you also tell yourself, you should have fun right now. Like, come on, it's a Sunday or something like that. But it's not necessary that you actually feel it. It's just the conditioning around or the situations around are trying to tell you something else, and you want to believe in it. You want to force yourself to feel that way, but it doesn't happen. And then we are left with this kind of weird, incomplete kind of feeling inside, which is satisfaction, but not fully. Also, so yeah, I think I experienced that also just before Fuji happened. I was also in a corporate job and things like that. So I also felt that many times that there I was really frustrated with this, and I was also looking for it. I was like, I wake up, I go there, and do something. But what next? So yeah, I can totally relate to what you're saying. It's just, and it's very exhausting, but you don't come to know you're exhausted. Like one point,
yeah,
it's just very, very different middle ground.
in my
Swati,
one
can I
of the
ask you a
assignments.
question?
Yes, Sachin, yes, please.
Um, you were describing that like life is just normal. Like there's nothing to celebrate. You go to work, you come back. It's just a daily routine, and it's just happening the way it is happening. There's nothing to celebrate as such. Just like business as usual is happening. So so I was just thinking when you were talking that so what's the problem in that? So what's the problem that you don't have anything to celebrate?
No, there's no problem as such. I was saying the satisfaction was not there, whatever I'm doing it. And it's not about celebration. When you said that we should celebrate the milestones as well, so I was like, there were no milestones. What my problem? There's nothing.
I'll
Like,
rephrase.
it's just plain.
Okay. No problems. I'll rephrase the question. So forget about the celebration, satisfaction. So what's the problem if there is no satisfaction?
Problem is that then you're just doing it. It's not from your within. It's not from you. It's just you're doing. You're getting salary, and you are doing shopping, and doing your lot of things. I mean, I'm looking my happiness in shopping. I'm earning ठीक है. चलो अभी कुछ
And the
shopping
problem,
कर लेते kind of
I'll
attitude.
still I'll still keep asking the same question because I want to get to the bottom of this. So what is the problem in that then? In shopping and or whatever you are doing? But don't say that I'm not getting
I'm not
satisfaction
happy with
because
it.
then we'll kind of go in circles.
It's not the state of what you can say. It's more beyond the satisfaction that the state that which is never ever taken from you. See, shopping and all is situational, right? Monthly, one day I'm getting salary, I'm spending for the entire month. But it is for like even if I leave the job, so after that my money will get over, and I don't want to keep my happiness attached to it. So
What do you
I don't
want your
work for money,
happiness to
honestly.
attach to?
It should be something which will never taken away. It should be something which will be there within me. I'll be proud on it. I'll always be happy about it. Oh, this is what
Give
it
me
is.
an
So
example of
I'll
it.
be mm,
What would that be?
for
Just one
example,
example.
one of my brother is a painter. Okay, since his childhood, I've seen him painting Spider-Man, this and that. And then after 12th, he has chosen his career as a Bachelor of Fine Arts, and now he has his own business. So I always feel it's not jealousy. It's always I compare myself like he is into his work. He don't even think of time. He don't even think of anything else. It's his passion he's enjoying, and I am not having the passion. Where is that? In what I have my passion? I don't know.
Okay. That is fine. I mean, that's okay. Just leave that part aside, that you don't know what your passion is in and all that. For 1 minute, leave that question aside, because we cannot get to the answer otherwise. Assume you have found your passion. Okay, let's call it XYZ. Assume you were looking for XYZ and you got it. Right? We'll figure out XYZ later, but right now assume you have it. Whatever you have been looking for in your life, you got it. Right now you got it. Now what would you get from it? What would it bring? It's a gift box. I just gave it to you. You'll stop struggling. Mental peace. What does that mean? You will stop struggling. What kind of struggle?
Struggling for it, like what is it? Day and night I'm thinking on it. What is that I want? And if I get it,
but now you got it.
Then definitely my mind
you got
is
it.
in peace.
So if there is no question of if. I'm asking you to assume you got it. You have that box in your hand now. Now describe the life after it to me. You have it now. Once you have it, how would that make you feel? How would the life be after that?
I'll be happy about it. I'll be more than happy, I can say. I'm not able to express that feeling, but
so you will get happiness from it. Ultimately, that's what you're saying. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And that is what you're after, happiness? Peace of mind, whatever you said. Your struggles will end. You'll experience
happiness.
peace
I can say I'll be contented kind of state. I'll get. I feel after that.
Okay, after that you'll get in the contented state. Okay, so one last question I'll ask you, and if you can't answer, then you can think about it. If you can answer, that would be really good. What if you can never find this box that we are just talking about? What if for the rest of your life you will never get this XYZ?
I'll try searching for
no
it.
matter. Fine. You try. I'm not denying that you will not keep looking for it. I'm just putting a hypothetical worst case scenario. I put a best case scenario in front of you that you got it. Now I'm putting a worst case scenario in front of you that you didn't get it. No matter how hard you look, no matter where you look, no matter how much you travel in this world, no matter how many people you speak to, no matter how much shopping you do, no matter how many relationships you have, no matter what you do, you will just not get it. Then what?
Nothing will happen. My routine will be there, no? It's plain as usual. I'll be
So you
going
will,
with it.
yeah, so let's say I show you a crystal ball right now. I show you a crystal ball, fast forward your life. You see all your life in that crystal ball for next whatever lifetime you are going to be on earth. I show you that, and you see that you struggled, you checked everywhere, you did everything you thought that will bring you that XYZ. Um, and that crystal ball shows you nothing happened and you just died without achieving it. Now, having seen that, what lesson have you learned now? So I just showed you that for the rest of your life you will be miserable.
That I have wasted, at that moment I will feel that I have wasted my time, and I missed a lot of small things because of this, and ultimately
What
I have not got it as well. For example, my job. For example, like, I have this job actually. I am that much qualified. I've taken education. So these are small things which I do have. But again, finding on to my passion, I'm not enjoying this as well.
Cool. All right. I'll leave you with that. Think about it.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Amazing discussion, I must say. Each day, this conversations bring out such amazing things for us also to contemplate, and for all people who join. So, thank you so much for joining today. It's just 7 time. But is there anything that Swati you want to add to this before we close?
No, thank you. I'll think on it now.
Super.
Yeah, I think I want to leave you in that space. So just once this call finishes, don't jump into anything that you want to do or anything. I think just take 15-20 minutes, half an hour, and just stay in this state and think about it.
Yes.
That what you are
Thank you.
missing out right now. Yeah, in search of something that you have no guarantee that you will find. And the worst case scenario that you never found it. Best case scenario, you found it, it's really good. Like, there's nothing like it. You were looking for something and you find it in 10 minutes, next 10 minutes after the call you find it, really good. Good luck for you. No point talking about it then. So only talking from a worst case point of view, that how would your life be? I just showed you a fast forward version of your entire life in which you are suffering, being miserable, looking for it everywhere, and I just showed you. Now what is the point of me showing you a fast forward version if you are now just going to play that fast forward version in a slow motion anyway?
Yeah.
Yeah. So something needs to be learned from that fast forward version. No? That is the whole point. Otherwise, why would I show you a crystal ball? If you are just going to act the way you were going to act anyway, then it's a waste of activity for me to show you the crystal ball.
Yes, I agree to you, Sachin.
Okay. So just stay with that thought and contemplate on that.
Yes.
Awesome.
Cool.
Great. Thank you so
Thank you.
much, guys.
Thank you. Good day.
And we see you in the